So, for those of you who don't know about Anchor, let me tell you all about it. First of all, it's free. Anchor has creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast too with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. Download the free Anchor app now or go to anchor.fm to get started. Greetings and welcome back to Uncorked and Conversation. We have an exciting special episode planned for you tonight. We're so glad that you're listening. We're so glad that you joined us. We have a very special guest in the house. I'm going to take a minute to introduce. We have, he's a TV producer, a film producer, actor, voice actor, professional photographer, and dynamic host of the podcast King B's Raw Fusion podcast. It's an excellent podcast. He's an excellent podcaster. I thoroughly enjoy listening to him. King B, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Your check is in the mail for that intro.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
Well, we're excited to have you, and we've been talking a little bit about things going on in the news and things going on in, I guess, the culture, if you will. And so I want to kind of throw something out to you and ask you guys. And normally, King B, understand, I normally would defer to our guest first when I'm asking questions, but I'm going to kind of throw the question out to the ladies first, and then I'm going to kind of have you pull up for us with your thoughts. But I want to throw a name out to you ladies, Kevin Samuels. Now, for those who don't know who Kevin Samuels is, he is an influencer and lifestyle coach. He specializes in male image consulting, personal shopping, wardrobe, and image makeovers for men and companies. And that's for our listeners that are not familiar with him. I believe most people are familiar with Kevin Samuels and with his podcast. He's quite pointed in his delivery and in his opinions, and has created great dialogue amongst people because of his delivery, his opinions, and his style. So I want to just kind of throw the question out. Kevin Samuels, do you like him? Do you not? And just a quick reason why or why not. Ladies.
Crickets. Kevin saying, I didn't know too much about him until this week, because you know what I've been doing past 16 weeks. I like him.
Okay.
I do. He can be abrupt. He's direct. I don't agree. I agree with a lot what he says. Sometimes I don't agree with his delivery. That makes sense.
Okay.
I like him because he is a sommelier. So that grabbed my attention right there. He used to, we could be best friends just talking about wine and just experiencing it all. I'm cool with that. But no, I kind of like him. A lot of things that he says, because his platform is men. So I'm looking at it from that point of view. Men who wants to have a relationship with women, and from his side, men are looking for more of a collaboration with women. So I get that. So I like him. Now, I only seen a few videos and I've seen a lot of clips, and the clips that I've seen does not put him in a good light. But if you watch the whole show, you kind of understand why he says what he says, and he's entitled to his opinions. And I think it's all right.
Okay. Thank you, Tracy.
I've got crickets as well. I don't know enough about him. I'm not followed him along the way. And to be quite honest, I've been too busy to chime in to see what his worth is. You know what I mean? So I can't say that I agree or disagree with him. What I will say though is that there are people who put people in a box as a whole, and I don't think people should do that at all. I think that we're all individuals. We all make our own decisions, and based on our circumstances, a lot of times we make our decision based on that. So for him to speak for men, as if that's, if I can piggyback off of April, or for her understanding, if he's speaking for men, he can't speak for all men. You know what I mean? And of course, because there's a piece of my understanding where he has not so much bashed women, but degraded women to an extent, if I'm following what I'm hearing correctly. And I don't think that all women fit in that category that he's applying them to. So I think that I don't know enough about it. Perhaps I can revisit this conversation, but right now I don't know enough about Kevin Samuels to judge his stance on different things.
When I think about, Kevin Samuels, do I like him? Do I not? I don't have an opinion one way or the other, whether I like him or not. I don't know him. I do think it's very interesting, though, the negative publicity that he gets primarily from women. There's kind of a general consensus that he's bashing or he's belittling or he's degrading women. And that was all I had to go on, was just kind of what I saw on social media, some of his quotes taken out of context. I'm going to pull up a couple of them in a minute. But when I actually sat down and listened to his show, I was like, he ain't wrong about a lot of things that he's saying. I do believe he's speaking to a particular demographic. I don't believe that we all fit into that demographic. I think it's key what you said, Tracy, that he can't speak for all men, but I get, what he's trying to do as far as being an image consultant to men, helping men, if you will, find the best helpmate that they can. And he's speaking, from whatever experiences he's had. So like him or dislike him, I do agree with many of the things he says. What I don't agree with, I don't agree with. And it is what it is. What's interesting to me, and another thought that I have about him, I think he's a genius, to be quite honest, because he has gotten people who like him and people who hate him to pay attention and click on his shows, click on his profile, find out about who he is, and really add to his pockets, really add to his livelihood. And that's ingenious. Back in the day, you had to be liked.
His background is marketing,
right?
Sales and marketing.
Yes.
So yeah, yes. He's really good at that. That's what he's doing.
Really
he
is.
knows how to sell himself well.
Yes, and you don't have to like me.
I mean, that's the same thing Derek Jackson did. And I think that's the same thing Derek Jackson is going to continue to do. I think Derek Jackson is just being quiet right now to let the smoke clear, but he's going to come back with, his opinions and his theories as well. So it's all work. It's all work.
It's all work. I think the difference with Derek is that when I hear negative comments about Kevin Samuels, it's really just about, it's more about his delivery of how he has said something. With Derek Jackson being that he presented one thing and did another, that's what I hear more about concerns about him. Now, difference is, or the same really to your point, it doesn't look like he's lost followers. You know, I've heard people say they no longer follow him or what have you. Doesn't look like he's lost followers though. When I check, he's still got the same amount of followers all over social media. Just a different dynamic with what people are saying. But again, to your point, there is some genius there in marketing yourself and not having to be liked. Likability has really kind of gone out the window. You don't have to be liked anymore. But you know, those are just my thoughts on like them or not like them.
I want to know what the king thinks.
Well, to Tracy's point, you really have to find out who they're talking about and who they're talking to. Honestly, and I've listened to several shows I basically have watched because the women were cute. Some of them were really cute, and so I wanted to hear what they have to say or whatever. You know, I told you I love women. You put a beautiful woman there, I'm going to tune in. Just listen to that guy gets annoying. So if there's not a cute woman in that thumbnail, I probably won't click on it.
I love the transparency.
Well, I mean, I keep it 100, especially on my show. That's raw fusion. There you go.
Like it.
But you got to understand one thing. He's pretty much spot on when you're talking about pimps and hoes and tricks.
Excuse me?
If you are, look at April, she's cracking up. But if you really break it down, and before I start talking about anything, I like to sit back and break it down. So everything is about when you start talking about high value men. And let me say something. I am not the type of person that's really too judgmental. You know, I just had a porn star on the show. I've known strippers and porn stars and all kinds of things from just being in the business that I'm in. Even though I'm not in the sex industry, you'd be surprised how many people from the sex industry are surrounding the entertainment industry. So when you look at it, the high value man is, in his opinion, has money, has the respect of his peers for a certain amount of time and blah, blah, blah. Well, that sounds like a trick to me. It says nothing about his ambition. It says nothing about his ability to communicate. It has nothing about his loving nature. It's about the money. So if it's about the money, that's pimps, hoes, and tricks. He's pimping and talking to the hoes about tricks, how you get a good trick. So if you listen to that, he's spot on. He's spot on. You know what I mean? If you want a real man, you might not want to listen to him.
Right.
If you want a good trick, you better listen to him and write down everything he says and act accordingly. And so then if you look at it in that context, he's not putting people down. He's not degrading women. A good trick is going to want that tight body. You know what I'm saying? He's looking at the age bracket. He don't want a whole bunch of kids that he got to take care of, because the whole point of being a trick is to get in, get out, do what you got to do, put the money on the table, and boom, I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at it from that perspective, yeah, he's going to want the young, tight body, no kids, no added responsibilities. Because look, when you go to a strip club, what do? You go to, and I'm not a strip club goer.
I'm like, yeah, what do you do? Because I haven't been to a strip club. So tell me.
You pay for the shaking booty.
Yeah. You put it on the table. You put the dollar on the table, and she put that ass on the table.
That's right, make it do what it do.
Yeah, that's it. I ain't got to talk to you. I ain't got to figure out what your name is. I ain't got to be
Nope.
clever. I ain't got to tell a joke or two to make you smile. No, baby, I put the money on the table. You put that ass on the table, and we done. And if it goes further in the boom boom room, I put the money on the table, and then we gonna do what we do, and then I'm gone. So when you look at it that way, he's spot on. Now, if you want to look at a man's real character, things of that nature, then that goes out the window. So I mean, he's a good,
I'm glad
he's
you,
good.
yeah, I'm glad you said that, because that term high value man
Mhm.
is one of the things that bothered me, because high value is really in the eye of the beholder. And if you're talking high value just from the standpoint of money, that's one thing. But when you're talking about a high value man from the standpoint of what we many of us value in a significant other, communication, the ability to being emotionally available, being a protector, being a provider. And I'm not just talking financially, but, overall.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you brought that term out.
Do you guys remember that movie that that J-Lo did about the stripper?
Yes, that was a good.
Okay.
Yes,
So
Sure.
she broke it down to the new stripper,
hustle.
right? And
Oh,
she was
Hustle.
teaching
Yeah, I
the new
saw that. Mhm.
Oh,
hustle.
yeah.
Yeah. She took that time to break it down, and how you identify the guys in the club that's got the money, you know what I'm saying? And this one's over here fronting because he's fronting because his shoes don't match his suit and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he's doing.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what he's doing. If you are a hoe, tune into his show. Period. If you are
You're right,
looking for
though. Yeah.
something else, then go to someone else. You know what I mean? So, and then that other clown you were talking about, him.
Eric
Yeah.
Jackson. Mhm.
Yeah, see, now him. The problem with him is that, he's talking from. He reminds me of that, dude in high school that couldn't get women. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So he goes and he says what he found out. If you say whatever a woman wants to hear, you got him. So now he goes against men. He says all these kind of things because he couldn't get none when he was younger. So now you're put into a position to where there are women available to you that never was available to you before. So now what do? You go and do the same damn thing that you were complaining about, because before you were on the side where you couldn't get the women, and now you're put in a position that a lot of us are in that have no problem getting women, and then you do exactly what you complained about. That's a girly man, a girly boy. You know what I'm saying? So you can't
I feel like he
respect
doesn't even
anything these
know
fools says.
he doesn't even know who he is. I feel like Kevin Samuels knows who he is. He knows who he's talking to. Derek Jackson doesn't
Kev
even
is a
know who
pimp.
he is.
Kev is a pimp. He knows he's a pimp, and
He's
he's
a
been doing it because let me look. I'm in the industry. I do photography. I tell people a lot of times, man, the photography industry is really a pimp game. We selling sex. So
Yeah.
these agencies, they grab I don't want to call them hoes because they're not all hoes, but we are selling sex. So you grab the finest ones, you teach them what it is, and then look at those old pimp movies. You know what I'm saying? For people who think that he speaks too harshly. Have you ever seen a pimp movie? What, the Mac?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a foot to her ass. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna put a foot to her ass.
Yep.
Right.
They never
Yeah.
talk to
They
never
speak
talk to
harshly. Mhm.
right. They never talk to hoes in a
Very
way. Say,
softly.
bitch, you better go out there and get my money. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna say, oh baby, could you please go out there and make us some money for the evening? No, bitch, go to the corner and get my motherfucking money. That's what they say, right? So that's what he's saying. He's speaking the same way a pimp would talk to a hoe. So once you get it together and see what is going on, you understand it all. But if you go into it being a righteous young lady who is looking for love, and then you see that, it irks your spirit because you're not a hoe.
I clearly can listen to him and be like, well, that's not, I don't fit into this category of people he's talking about. So I'm not offended because it's not about me. But what he's saying, yeah, that's true. Why is it people don't get that?
It's simply because you have, for so long, people have been making money off of women by lying to them. When you have someone that's not following that prototype, you feel like, oh no, look at that fool Steve Harvey. That
I done told you about talking about Steve Harvey.
can we analyze it for a second? Just a second.
No.
Go ahead and talk about Steve Harvey. I want to hear
No.
it. Go
Think
ahead
like a
on.
man. Think like a man. Now, if a man told you he want his woman to be like a man, what would you think about that guy?
Well, I don't to chime in on that piece. I don't think that he's telling a woman to think like a man per se. What it sounds like to me is he's telling a woman to think for yourself, analyze what's happening in that particular situation and determine if it's good and healthy for you. So that's what I think. That's my perception of what he means when he's saying act like a woman, but think like a man, because he's clearly telling you to maintain your womanhood at all times and do not lose your identity.
Think like a lady, not think like a man. No man want a man. No man wants a lady to think like a man. You can understand
no man wants a lady to be on to his game. That's what no man wants.
No. That's if you have a game. See, me as a man,
probably saying if there's game being played, recognize it and don't fall for the okie doke. Yeah, and
that's beautiful. That sounds
I
good.
like that. I like that.
That sounds good, but it's not what he's saying. He's saying think like a man. You understand what I'm saying? So if you think
and don't be played, is what
understand a man. You could say understand a man, but you're saying think like a man. Behave in a feminine way, but think like a man. So
and
now you have a masculinated woman. You see what I'm saying? A masculinated woman mentally. Now, if you are a man and you want to date a woman, you don't want a woman that thinks like a man, because that's like a gay relationship.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Who wants two males in a relationship? See, this is the thing that seriously, if you look at it, this is the problem that a lot of people are having. Since women started making money, and I have no problem with women making money, but look on social media. I don't need no man. I can handle this by myself. What do you bring to the table but some, you see what I'm saying?
But now you sound like Kevin Samuels.
I'm not
No.
Yeah, now you're talking like Kevin, but that's what he's saying. He's saying the same thing. What? Women are saying, these women who are professional women who saying, I don't need a man because I can do for myself. And then he asked them, okay, so you want a certain type of man. So what do you think this type of man want in a woman? That's what he's proposing. Yep. And the women can't come up with an answer.
Nope.
Because
he's not talking to the right ones.
Every good con has some truth to it. If it doesn't,
I stand in agreement with.
But he's talking to those women that are making, like one chick he was talking to, she was by herself. She wasn't even 30 years old. She was making over $100,000 a year. But instead of talking to her about what she could do to get a man. He's talking about she looked fat, that she lied about her weight, that you got to look this way. And that's my problem with him, that he's talking about this whole body image thing. And I get that. If it's a millionaire that you're trying to date, $1 million person is more than likely going to want somebody to snatch, okay? Some eye candy for a long time, going body all bing, bing, bam, all that good stuff. They're not looking for all that quality, like you're saying. They're looking for their hoe or whatever they're looking for, but they're looking for that certain look because of that bracket that they're in.
Well,
Your
What are we
typical
saying?
person
Any
making
millionaire?
$100,000 ain't looking for that. Well, they're looking for that, but they don't care when that starts to fade.
well,
But that's-
a big
but-
girl, a fat girl, with all due respect, can be a hoe. You know, in the
Sure
bedroom.
she can. Sure she can. But how many of them are going to get a man that's bringing in $1 million a year?
Well, he can be bringing in $1 million a year, but he still doesn't have to have that trick mentality. So are we talking
doesn't
any
have
man?
to.
Right.
But they do.
Generalizations here. We're not talking specific. There's always exceptions. So we're just talking
Right.
about generalizations.
Right.
Absolutely.
How
Right.
the world really works based on that,
Mhm.
perception.
Right.
But some chicks
But
like
the
big women.
mindset of the
There you
people
go.
that we're talking about, we're not, I know we're talking generalizations, but the generalization of what of the audience that Kevin Samuels is speaking to is the trick and hoe kind of an audience.
To piggyback off of him speaking to the hoe, those women want to be talked to like that because that's who they are. So they receive that.
That's why I say they're
that.
broken. That's why I say they are broken women. All of. I listened to one the other day. Well, this was a 26-year-old woman. She had 4 kids, and yeah, she put herself in that predicament, but she had a hard life. The way that he was talking to her, and she doesn't have any money. She's she's trying to make things happen, and it just cringed because as the counselor in me, I was cringing. I understand what he was doing, but but she accepted it. These women accepted how the way he talks to them, because she kept saying, I needed to talk to you. I wanted to talk to you. She was praising him. I needed to hear that because these are the things that I already know, but I just wanted to hear it. And he was saying things like, do you have your GED? No, she didn't. What is your occupation? What are you doing? How are you going to take care of these folks? Have CPS been involved? I mean, he was just going, where's the baby daddies? Things like that. And I'm like, okay, I understand he was trying to get information, but the way he was doing it and it ended, absolutely no closure. And then he's not presenting himself to be a counselor. He's a coach, but still, it was no closure for me. I'm like, what is this girl supposed to do with this information that you tried to help her with? That's what turned me off.
Stop being a hoe.
What did you say?
Stop
being a hoe.
That's what he basically, he did say basically that. No, he said, you need to get your tubes tied. And she said, I did.
Because, no, listen.
It's about time.
You want a man that's making $1 million a year.
She said she was looking for that man with that type of income, though.
No, not
everybody
per
on that
se.
show looking for a man with that kind of income.
She
Come
didn't
on now.
exactly say
Have you watched
that.
the show? Have you watched the show?
I've watched several episodes of it, and a lot of them, they didn't say that that's what they were looking for. They said they were looking for a good man. They didn't say they were looking for a man that made $1 million. That's not what they said.
Okay, King, why don't you break it down for us then?
You need a man that makes X amount of dollars. So it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you want this lifestyle. It costs to have this lifestyle, and how much of it you're going to pay for. So then you looking for a man that's making 200, 500,000, $1 million. So when you start looking at it, he's pulling out the hole in you because you want this lifestyle. Somebody got to pay for it, and you only paying 20%. So you're looking for a man for money, with money. regardless of whether you say, oh, I want a man that makes such and such and such and such. No, you don't have to do that. He's exposing the hole in you because you're looking for a man with money. Instead of going down there and getting a man that's got a regular job that can hold down a family. Y'all may not be living in Bel Air or something. No, stop it. Because none of this is about what kind of man what kind of personality in a man you want. None of that ever comes up. It always comes down to money. So this
And
is
that's what
pimps and
bugs
hoes.
me.
Well, I was always told that it's a pimp hoe relationship regardless. You know, there are men who think because they've got a wallet and some money in it, that someone's out to get them. Not necessarily so, because what you have to realize, or men should realize, that being loved is the greatest gift of all. And there's some things you cannot put a price on. Being successful is a whole lot, but having someone to share it with is the key. You know, you can have a whole bunch of things, but if you living in a dark room by yourself, but you got all these riches in the world, but you don't have no one to share with, or no one to come home and say, hey baby, how was your day? Or, you know, let me rub your back and that kind of thing. Those things become irrelevant.
But that's the things that the video that I saw, he was saying that kind of same thing that you were saying. He was talking about how the pandemic that the pandemic, he was talking about women, and he was talking about the successful, independent thinking women, the ones who are saying, I don't need a man. But what he was saying was that these women now realize that during this pandemic, they didn't have anyone. They had the education, they had the money, they had all these materialistic things, but they didn't have the one thing that they want the most, and that was a relationship with a man.
Not only did the woman like that, the man liked that as well.
We're talking about to those particular women who were saying, I'm so independent, I don't need a man. Here's the pandemic, you want a man. So that's what he was trying to, you know, swing the conversation in that way. In my opinion, I think he's just all about the dialogue. You know, he just say things just to stimulate conversation.
Like he like to hear self-talk.
You know what? I think so too. But what he's saying, I didn't disagree with.
Yeah, some of it I don't disagree with it. I just disagree with his approach. But some of the stuff I agree. Some of the stuff I agree with as well. And I love what Tracy said. The only thing with Tracy, what you were saying, that's not what I in my opinion, that's not what the majority of the women are about today. Our age group, and maybe a little bit younger than us, and of course older than us, Tracy, yeah, that's what they're looking for. But these young chicks, with everything that they're seeing on television and growing up with and all that kind of stuff, they looking for the quick buck. They ain't looking for no love. In my opinion, the majority are not looking for love, because they're in the fantasy of being married and the big wedding and all this kind of stuff, in the house and the car and all that kind of stuff. And you don't hear about the love.
I was young once, and I wanted what I wanted right now, you know, and I wasn't tricking to get it, King, but I wanted what I wanted. I wanted what I wanted right now.
But I think he makes a great point that that is the audience, though, that is going to Kevin Samuels to say, this is what I need, or to hear how they can get what they want, what they say they want in life. And it is all of the, you know, it's the high value man, high value meaning the big money making trick, you know. And I can be his hoe with the snatched waist.
What's going on? Is that kind of like what's going on with Portia Williams? Have you heard about
her?
Okay, Real House of Atlanta. She's okay. She engaged to a $40 million high value man. You don't think that's not a pimp hole situation that's going on right there?
It is.
I love that, King P. King, you done enlightened me. I'm like, wow.
Using this all. Thanks a lot, King. Yeah, Now she's gonna use this every
You have
podcast.
to
Lord,
Thanks
thanks a lot. You know what?
You have to respect what Portia's saying. She's saying it's love.
She only been with him for 13 days.
Honey, it is not love with Portia, baby. It's not.
And he's also saying that he's never felt this way. I mean, so it sounds like she put it on him. He's saying that he's
Well,
not.
with a little young one that he
that's
was
what they
married
do.
to with the 4 kids, put it on him too.
Well, not well enough because he gone.
Yeah, well, he wanted another one.
Like the
Well,
other
the
one.
divorce is not even going to be final until September, November, or something like that. So what you going to do until then? You going to be engaged to a married man?
I got a pimp hoe situation for y'all. Let's talk.
Okay.
How about Bill and Melinda?
Oh,
Engaged.
Oh.
I was gonna
Yeah,
Yeah.
but she was the
on that.
pimp in that one. She was the pimp in that one. I like her.
yes, she was. Yes, she
the
was.
pimp in that one. She was.
She's the
Oh yeah.
madam.
You going
She's
to
the
have
madam.
your little thing on in the summertime because I might have mine too. So okay,
Well,
right.
see, here's
That's
the
right.
thing. They said that
That's
Melinda,
right. She.
but they said Melinda allowed her
Yeah.
husband
Ex.
to
Yeah.
be off with his ex-girlfriend.
In the summertime,
Right.
yeah, they had summer vacation. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just when he brought somebody new into the mix. He brought somebody new into the mix. It's always been somebody else. She just didn't know.
Well, they were saying that they didn't have any intimacy anymore.
Mm.
Yeah, that was for
because
years.
he was plugging somebody else. You know what I mean?
Well, I think because she was
Well,
rolling around.
yeah,
in a
well, there
bed
you
of money.
go.
King B, what you think about that pimp hoe situation?
I would give it to her because she hung in there with that goofy looking dude for I mean, she was there, I believe, in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Smart
if she
move.
get half of it, she deserves it because she had to put up with his goofy looking ass for how many years? So you know,
Well,
but you gotta
Really,
understand.
really, B.
But you
That's
gotta
where you had to
understand this.
go.
Hold on. No, I'm gonna keep it 100. You know me. I'm gonna keep it 100 all the time. Now, here's the thing. Now you got this goofy looking dude, right? She wouldn't have put up with all that extra shit if he wasn't a billionaire.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let's look at it from a clear perspective. This little goofy dude found a way to get some new coochie, and she's not gonna put up
And
with
she
that
let him.
unless you know what I'm saying? So, but she did put up with him.
Yeah.
So if she get half of it, hey, go for it. You know,
But she
She
was
was there
there
from
with
the
him before
beginning.
he was a billionaire.
there
And
you
you
go.
never
So
know.
she
She
was
might
there
have
from
a
the
man
beginning.
on the
Yeah.
side somewhere. She may be doing the gardener or something.
So now marriage is a convenience instead of a marriage.
For some.
Business.
For
It's a
some.
business. It is
It's a business. Okay.
You know,
I
Business.
and
feel
for a
like
lot
it's
of
always been a business. Yeah.
Definitely
yeah,
a
that ain't
business.
nothing new.
But
That ain't nothing
wait,
new.
Linda, you're speaking of a business as far as like the whole wedding thing, or just in general, a relationship it's a business. Which way? What do you mean?
I feel like marriage is a business.
It is.
I've always seen
Straight up.
it that way.
I mean, you got to look at it culturally too. I mean, you look at shows like Game of Thrones and things like that. These people have been doing this for years with arranged marriages and things of that nature. Let's bring our
Right.
families together
Right.
through marriage and
Mhm.
things of that nature. That is
Right.
not about love. That is about business. You know what I'm
And
saying?
finances.
You bring finances. You know,
Security. Yes,
or
absolutely.
Mhm.
or okay, my kingdom is over here, your kingdom is over there. We're going to not go to war anymore. We're going to bring our families together. I mean, you know, and so this is nothing new. It's nothing new. You
Yeah.
know?
It's nothing new. Yeah.
A lot of gay boys go off, or gay women, you know, in a position, they go off and get married for appearances. And then on the side,
Mm.
they're going with what they really want to go with. And
Right.
everybody knows it from the beginning. So there's a lot of different dynamics when it comes to relationships
Right.
and marriages. You know what I mean? Some of it is just appearances, and everybody, well, the two parties know what's going on in the beginning.
Right.
know?
Hmm.
Those that are
And some-
brave enough to admit you know, what's really going on. Some of the gay boys don't admit. What do they call those? The DL, the down lows.
Well,
They
see,
don't
those are the
really
ones that
Mhm.
those are the ones that want you to act like a man and think like a woman.
think like a woman.
Ain't no way in hell I want my woman to act like a man. I want you to understand me. You
So
understand?
we
I want
went back there. I thought we had passed that.
no, because I
We
saw how
went full
y'all got
circle.
up off of it. I saw
Revisit
how
that.
y'all
That's
got up
fine.
off of it in the back of my mind. I said, I see what they're doing, but we gonna come back to it.
Oh,
We
We
gonna
gonna
come
come
back.
back. He said he gonna circle back to it.
Paulette said, I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna switch him off that. No.
No,
You know what I'm
but
saying? Just
again,
because
I still say that he meant it respectably, in the respect of don't be played by no
that's what he
man
wants you to think.
who got a
That's what
different.
he wants you to think. But
I
the
think
truth of
on
the
my
matter
own.
is,
I'm a very careful thinker, and I process it. Like I said, I didn't read the book, so I'm not caught up on the
I did. I read the
title.
book, but I mean, I just read it. I mean, I didn't really take no. I mean, some things made sense to me, but it was like common sense that my grandmother had told me anyway. But
Yeah.
you know, and my
All
father
Yeah.
that
had told
common
me
sense. I didn't.
because
I
my
didn't
father
pay
is the
for
one
it
who
either.
taught me about men, of course. You know, so
right.
I mean,
You
I
honor
didn't.
the 30-day rule.
It's 90 days, baby.
Oh, 90.
Mm-hmm.
Tell you, I didn't read the book either.
See,
It's 90
there go
days.
that pimp whole
That's
relationship.
a whole nother book. But no, I need because
No, I
you
don't.
know, you got to understand that any man that wants you to think like a man is really going to is really um maybe gay down low.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay, B.
Oh,
I'm
come
gonna
on.
disagree with you on that.
Now we gotta come.
I'm gonna use Tracy's thing. No, we're
hold on.
gonna agree to disagree because I don't
No,
think that
no,
he's
no, no.
telling you to think like
No.
a man. I'm sorry, I don't.
Now listen,
That's not what I think.
the thing said think like a man. So I'm
It's
going
not
off what you
saying
Tell
say.
book.
Now
be a
listen,
man.
Not
Right. He ain't
literally.
saying
Like
be a
a
man.
man.
He's not
now
saying.
listen to
He's
me.
saying.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen.
Okay.
Listen. And then you
Okay.
can rebut it, but listen to me.
Okay.
Because when we get to this point, there's a lot of women, right? They will get in a relationship. They have been running the household. They are the masculine situation in their
Okay.
household because of the way they think. Okay.
Okay.
So now you want a man. So now give me a man that I could submit to. You understand? And this, that, and the third. A real man does not have to prove to you anything. He's going to be a real man when he wakes up, and he's going to be a real man when he goes to sleep. What you
Okay.
end up doing is getting a girly man that you can run. And then when you get that girly man that you can run, you don't respect him because you want a man that's going to be able to put you in check, not in a physical way, not yelling, not calling you out of your name. A man knows how to put you in check without doing any of that. And you
So
are willing to submit
I
naturally.
take
You're
it that
willing to
you're a
submit
manly
naturally
man.
to that man. See what I'm saying? You're willing to naturally submit to that man. He doesn't have to prove nothing. He doesn't have to go out of his way because he's a man and you recognize that in him. So you say, okay, this man can lead me where we need to go. And you're going to go and submit. So what's happening is you got a lot of women out here thinking like a man. And if they get in a relationship, they're not going to get the man because the man's man does not want that shit. So they're going to end up, the man that they end up with, the woman's not going to want because she knows she can run over him. And any man that a
Two
woman
different
knows.
things,
No, but
man.
Let
I
me
think you got
interject
that a little.
this.
Yeah,
So
go ahead, Tracy.
it's safe to say, King, that you are a manly man.
Yeah. Because
I mean,
there's certain
because
things
I'm
now.
just asking.
Listen.
So you
I
saying
have-
to you telling us four women that those are the things that you would not accept from your young tenderoni.
Ain't a way in. I've looked at some videos and these women calling the man a bitch.
Oh.
And
But that's not all women, though.
I'm
Okay.
not saying all.
Okay.
I'm not saying
all
all women.
individuals.
Come on
It's
now, y'all.
case by
We talking
case.
about specifics. We're not talking about all women everywhere.
We
Okay,
talking
I get
B, let me
generalization,
take you back
generally.
here.
I get
Let-
offended because I'm every woman. You know what I mean? So I get
Yeah,
offended.
she
So when
believes
I
she's every
speak,
woman.
You ain't
Yes,
when
ever-
I
Yeah,
yes.
she
ain't ever-
does.
You ain't
when
ever.
I
She's
speak,
every
Mm.
woman.
no, but when I
She-
speak, I'm hopeful to speak for every woman. So that's
Mm.
what I do. I'm hopeful that I'm speaking for every woman, and every woman that can hear me will adopt some of my passion for what a woman should be, or how,
How
you know.
you gonna speak for? I'm not every man. I don't speak for deadbeat dads. I don't speak for bums. I don't speak for
And
people who
neither
don't
does
give a damn.
Steve
I don't want
Harvey
to
in
speak for
that
them.
respect.
Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Hold on, B. Let me take you back. Let me take you back a little bit. Let me take you back. I'm gonna tell you what my father told me when I was young, and when I was having fun. He was telling me, and this is what my father told me. Okay, my father will soon be 80 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, 90 years old. Sorry, he
I'm
killed
about to
me.
say.
He told me, he said, if you really want to know if a man is really there for you, he
Mhm.
says, don't give yourself up so easy. Don't give yourself up so quick. He didn't put any time frame on it like the person we're talking about. He didn't do that. Okay, but he said, if you like this dude, if you care about him, he said, don't be so quick to go to bed with him. See what
Mhm.
he's all about. And if
Mhm.
he's willing to wait for you, then it's
Mhm.
possible that he could be the guy for you. Now tell me
You
what
know,
your thought on that. And that's
you know,
that
that's funny because you know,
go ahead.
okay,
Cricket.
y'all really want the truth?
Should be the
You really
same
want the
thing you
truth?
be telling your daughter.
You really want the truth?
Yeah.
I want you to tell me the truth. Go ahead.
Ain't no way that you can see, because I have conversations when I'm talking to a woman. I'm going to have conversations. We're going to talk about past relationships. We're going to talk about what you want.
Okay. First
Where
and
do you want to
foremost,
be in
that's good.
5 years?
Communication.
Things of that nature. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm,
So
mhm.
now, if you come up to me and you done talked about, well, I had this one night stand and I done did this and I did this and then this, that, and the third, and then you bring your ass to me and you talking about, well, I really like you, so we're gonna wait 6 months and blah 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 bullshit.
No, you're missing
You
it.
don't
You're missing it,
announce
B.
it.
That's not
No.
that's not where I'm going. That's not where I'm going.
No, I
I'm
understand
not
where you're
telling
going.
you. I'm
But
not
hold on.
in a conversation with you. I'm not telling you all of this. I'm feeling you out. We're
That's
dating.
beautiful.
We're
That's
going
beautiful.
out. We're learning
beautiful.
each other. That's what I'm talking about.
That's
And if
beautiful.
I say to myself, I'm not giving myself up so easy, so quick. I know we're adults. We could do this and all. I understand all of that.
Mhm.
However, if I'm looking for something that I feel is going to last, because maybe I feel like I'm in my past, when I go there too fast, then it's gone. Because you know how some
Mhm.
guys can be. They
Mhm.
once they hit it and it's done. You know, I'm done now. I got what I
Because
got.
once
My
they
shit, I'm
get
moving
it,
on.
you don't get
I'm
no
just
phone call
saying.
no more.
Right,
Hold on.
right, Sweet.
Wait. So listen,
Go ahead.
listen to what you just did. You just gave me all the
Okay.
information I needed to know.
Okay.
In the
Okay.
past, you just said
Uh-huh.
in the past, I have given it up fast and it didn't work out. So you already told me
Okay.
that you done already given it up fast to someone else. Now you bring
So
your
you
ass
done
to me.
told him
I
you've been a
said,
hoe.
hold on now, listen.
Let
You
him
have
let him
listened.
finish.
You have already told me in that conversation. These are the
Uh-huh.
conversations. I'm not going to ask you targeted questions that you know that I'm
Okay.
asking a question. I'm going to prompt you to
Okay.
tell me what I want you to know. What I want to know
What you
about
want to
you.
know? Okay.
Because
Okay.
in this conversation, you just right now, you just told
Uh-huh.
me in the past you've given up fast. Now you bring
Right.
your ass to me and you
Uh-huh.
want to hold on, slow down, woo. Here's what's going to
Uh-huh.
happen.
Okay.
Here's what's going to happen, because men are very egotistical,
Yes.
territorial, things of that
So are
nature.
women.
So here's what's going to happen. So are
Uh-huh.
women. So are women. I think you guys are a little more, but we can get into that later. Here's what's going to happen.
You know what?
Here's what's going to happen. Now my goal is to get it. I don't give a damn about you. I don't give a damn
I
about
agree with
none of this
that.
other shit. My goal is now to hit it. And while you
Okay.
waiting your 6 months, I
All
already
right.
got a couple of chickens on the side that
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
going to be hitting while we in this whole 6-month waiting process.
Gotcha.
Then once I get it, you are
Uh-huh.
definitely gone. Because what
Okay.
you've done is you're saying that these other men were more whatever. Now,
Okay.
it may not be what you're trying to say, but I'm going to tell
Okay.
you what we hear.
Okay.
These other men were more attractive, more cool, more whatever it is to you, that you gave it up to them fast. And now
Makes
you
sense.
bring your ass to me. And because I'm the upstanding man that you really want, instead of rewarding me with what I want, you're going to make me wait and work for it. And you didn't make them wait and work for it. So why in the hell would I want to be with you after that?
Wow.
All right. So now it turns into a conquest. You're going to hit it and quit it. I got it. Okay.
That's it. And
Okay,
why
so
are we waiting
let me
all these
ask
6, 7
I
months?
receive that.
Why
I
are we
receive
waiting
that.
6,
See,
7
that
months?
too.
I got 2 or
I
3
get
other
that.
ones that's going to take care of my needs. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So you
Yeah,
ain't waiting for
yeah,
me. I ain't waiting.
So
So
King,
that's
That label you as a dog.
so is the goal to get it, or is the goal to create a bond, a relationship, some longevity? So is the goal for men, for manly men, to get it? And is this true? Is this a true fact that men pretty much want to see how good you are in bed before they make their decisions? Is it
Right.
those are 2 points that I'd
Okay,
like
so
you to speak to?
And
can I
add the
say,
third one to it. Add Rita's third one to it, because Rita just said that labels you as a dog. We need you to respond to that one too.
Exactly.
King B,
okay.
King B, after you
Yeah.
answer this, I have something I want to add to your answers.
Ooh,
And then I got something that I want to add to the add to the add to the answer to the answer.
I love
Yeah,
Bring
I
it
got
on,
something to
B.
say.
Bring it on, B.
I think just because it's
So
4-5
how
of
much?
y'all,
So how much time you got?
Oh, we good. It's all night, baby.
Don't make us bring it
listen
after
here.
dark now. Watch it now.
Cheers.
My show is after dark in the morning, so it don't matter to me.
You better bring it with that deep voice, honey. Lord have mercy.
Okay,
Well,
so
he said he done
let-
had his nap, so he got
He
some
good.
foreplay. He got
He
some
good.
foreplay, so bring it.
So okay, y'all just hit me with a whole bunch of stuff. I ain't gonna lie, I've been smoking and I don't know all this shit.
All right.
Tracy, what was the first 2 questions that you asked me?
Okay,
Oh,
my
the goal
first
to get
question.
it. Okay,
my
so the
first
goal
question
is
Okay.
my thing is this. If you are, and again, I can't speak for all men, but I know me and my brothers.
Okay.
And what I can say is the goal may be in the beginning to get to know you, get to understand you, and things of that nature, get to build a relationship with you. That may be the goal at first. But the minute we get to that point, and again, I've already triggered you to tell me the truth. Now, if every man you've ever been with, you always wait a certain amount of time, that's one thing. But you cannot sit here and tell me you done had a one-night stand, you done gave it up quick, you done did all none of that shit, and then bring that to me. You have to put me on par with the rest of them in that regard. You understand what I'm saying? So now the goal shifts because I don't see that. I literally had a woman say, yeah, I've done it, quickly to all these fools, because I can use them. I know what I'm using them for. I can use them and then I can move on from them. But I really like you. So I want to take it slow. Shit. You ain't finna do that over here. Now, see, because what you're doing is you're rewarding the idiot. And this is something that I cover in my in the Penis Dialogues, my movie. I actually have a movie about this kind of thing. And
I heard you talking about that on your podcast. I want to ask you about that too.
I seen the trailer.
Yeah.
I watched the trailer.
So what you're essentially doing, you're rewarding the idiot, and the good guy, you're gonna make wait, and you're not gonna reward him.
Does that mean you're interested in her, or it doesn't mean there's no interest at all? You're just pretty much going along with
he was.
There was some interest in the beginning. But see, now once you want to play
she
game,
came
well,
out
now
her
you
mouth
want
crooked.
This is the line from the movie. Now you want to slow play the pussy. So now it's a game. You done conned yourself into a game now.
I like that line.
That's it's from the movie. It's from the movie. That's why I said it.
That's
But yeah,
hilarious.
you are.
I want to watch it. I gotta watch.
Of which you can see at patreon.com/King B. Anyway,
Right.
That's right. Plug that movie. That's right.
you know how I get out. So listen here.
Hey,
I'm just being
man.
honest with you. I may have had every intention. I might have liked you. I may have thought you were someone that I could be with for a long time. Someone I want to build a relationship with. But in doing that, and I think this is the problem with a lot of people, male and female, we don't know what questions to ask. We don't know the conversation that we need to have in order to get to the root of who these people are. And you see people saying,
mental.
And then one of the biggest things that women don't do, listen.
Yep.
They don't listen.
You're
Because
right.
a man is going to tell you exactly who he is. Most likely, if you know the questions to ask, you'll find out who that person is in 5 minutes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That takes maturity.
You looking at his abs, or
Maturity.
you looking at his muscles, or you looking at how he looks, and this, that, and the thing.
Hey, wait a
And the
minute. Hey,
truth
well,
of the
don't take
matter
that
is-
away now. We got to be turned on. Don't take that away.
No, do that because we're looking at the booty and the breast. So that's cool.
Yes. Yes.
That's no problem with that. But while I'm looking at all that, I'm still listening to what you say.
Right.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, but
So now
you're
you-
listening to clues. Gotta listen to those
Yeah.
clues.
How many women have you
Verbal
heard
and
say?
non-verbal clues. That's right. Yes.
There you go. So how many women have you heard say, "Oh, I knew the signs, but shit, I just ignored them anyway"?
Yeah,
Because
all the time.
I've heard some men say that too.
men
I've
do
heard
that
men
too.
say that too.
It goes
Men do
both
that
ways.
too.
Yeah.
You know. So
Oh, yeah.
what I'm saying is, I'm
I
going
did
to
it myself.
What I'm saying is this: is that I'm going to try my best to get to the root of who you are as soon as possible, because I don't have a lot of time to waste. And so when you start saying things like that, just know that it has turned from an interest in you and an interest into an interest, and I intend to win. Now, what was the other question? Does that make me a dog? No, it makes me a man. You
No,
understand what I'm
I
saying?
think the other piece of the question was, are you looking, well, I think you may have answered it. Are you looking to in a long, potentially a long-term relationship?
I would love that. I would
Yeah,
love
yeah.
that. But see,
Yeah,
there's too much
was
goofy
saying
shit going on right now. There's too many. I want to be a man. I want to think I'm a man. I want to run this one. You're going to talk to me any kind of way. The first time something come out your mouth that's not right, baby.
Right.
I'm not going to yell.
And vice
I'm not
versa.
going to scream.
I mean, and vice versa, Paulette. That's right.
Yeah.
Because the first time you say something that, I pay attention to red flags. Don't let the red flags slide, because they become, they create bigger monsters. And of course you don't get them all, but I've just been told not to paint the picture. Look at the situation for what it is.
Yeah. And I agree with you, B. It's not I agree with you. Does it make you a dog? You're absolutely right. It's not. It makes you a man, but it's a mature person that can see through all of that crap. Like what you're saying, it's a lot of crap out there. So as you talk to and learn to communicate with people, and the other thing is understand your feelings and don't be afraid to share your feelings, because if somebody else is afraid of your feelings, then that ain't the one. You need to be able to talk to somebody. And if you can't talk to them, then I totally agree with you. You talk to people, you get those clues out there, you have them, okay, let's see if they're willing to do this or they do that and all that kind of stuff. And people may say that's manipulating. You've got to weed cross this crap stuff that you're talking about if you're looking for that sustainable relationship with somebody. Or, okay, I could rock with this person. Or maybe I can, but there's always, and I know B, you would definitely agree with me on this one. There's always going to be some type of compromise. You're not going to find anybody perfect.
Right, 100%.
You're not going to find everything on your list. So there may be some things that you'll be able to say, okay, I can let that ride. That was this, that was that, whatever it may be. Whatever you have your boundaries as being, put those boundaries up. And if that's what you're going to be with, then you got to stick with that. And if that person can't rock with it, time to move on to the next.
Let's put it back to your example, Paulette.
Okay.
If you had said, I have rushed into it and done it too fast, and I really shouldn't, but I want you, so let's go ahead and get it on. Oh shit. Well, see, now I know the hell I've rushed, so I'm gonna judge you. So now I'm still interested in you. And once we get done, I'm still interested in you. The problem comes in is when you say that I done did it with all these other people, and now you're going to wait. Shit.
Right. Yeah.
You understand?
Well,
And
when I
let me
said
give
that,
y'all
I
a
didn't
secret
say I
right
was
quick.
going to say it out to you. I'm just
No,
saying that
I've
was
already
up here.
gotten it from you. I already got it from you.
But you're saying in the words and you're talking and stuff that you got it out of me. Gotcha. I got you.
And here's the thing. If I spend that much time talking to you, trying to get to know you,
it's gonna come
then
out.
off top, I actually have interest in you.
Right.
That's how you learn. See, that's how you know. See, I study psychology.
Okay.
In school. So I'm looking for all these things that you don't even know I'm looking for. I'm reading all sorts of things that you don't even know I'm reading. So now, because I'm giving you this time and I'm actually trying to find out who you are, that means I like you. When I want to hit it and quit it, I don't do all of that. I don't do all
I've heard someone else say that before.
and I've done that before. I said, woman, I just want your ass. And then I'm gonna put it
There's
on.
enough of them out there that'll go for that.
Yeah,
Hey,
and some women will go.
You missed that last part. He said, and I'm going to put it on you.
I'm gonna put it on you.
I heard that. I heard that.
That's what it is.
I did hear it.
But see, that's the hit it and that's just the hit it and quit it version. You know, that's not the longevity version. You know, longevity version has some little tricks in there.
Yeah, if I'm taking my time trying to figure out who you are, that means I'm interested in you for a potential long-term relationship. And here's the thing. I had a woman one time, right? We went on a date. We get to the end of the date, and she wasn't the one. So I told her, I said,
why? Because at the end of the date, okay. All right.
No. It was it's just mentally she wasn't the one. So I'm like, okay, well, you know, and we're talking about moving forward, and I'm like, well, listen, I don't want you to take this the wrong way, but you know, I don't see a long-term situation here, but I am attracted to you, so you know, I would be more on the lines of being friends with benefits. Now I'm fully expecting her to get mad, want to swing at me or slam my car door, and she said, okay, we could try that.
Because I'm all for that openness. Listen, let me tell you, this is what I wanted to say, kind of given the response, to piggyback on your response, B. The societal pressure that is put on men and women, boys and girls, is something I do not like. I've never liked the terminology, lose your virginity to. Why is it for women someone's always taking our virginity? I've never seen it that way, and I know that makes me a little different, but I don't like that. Or we're giving it up to somebody. You don't hear people saying men are giving it up. It's women giving it up. Why are we giving it up? Why is it we're relinquishing something? Why is somebody making that our mindset before we've even had a chance to feel, to experience sex with another person? That already is putting us in a tug of war, in a situation that breeds manipulation between two people that are supposed to genuinely love each other. And I've always struggled with that.
What should we say?
Why should you say anything?
Because if I was a guy and I need to know, you know, another man been there before me.
I mean, if a man asks, are you a virgin? That's different. That's it. And if someone asks, I'm not saying you can't say virgin, but I don't like the giving up the virginity. What? No, that already puts us on the defensive. I don't like that. You know?
I'll tell you why I love it. I'm gonna tell you why I love it. Because it's the same for men. It is virginity part. Now the giving up, I get it. I get when, like, you know, you're giving up some coochie. I get it. And but the virginity part, someone took my virginity. That is special. People need to realize that the first person that you allowed to do this, you know, and, except for, you know, when it's not consensual, and that's terrible. But the first person that you allowed to do this, that's special, because damn it, everybody been trying to get it, and you decided to give it to me. That's special,
Mhm.
and I honor that. I know everybody fucking and you know they don't care nowadays, but to me, I still honor that. Or you know,
Mhm.
so or you were the woman that I decided to give it to. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I think that's very special, and I love that
Mm.
part of it. As far as giving it up, well, men and women are different, and we have to
Mhm.
realize that. I know everybody keeps saying men and women are equal. No, we're not. We're not. And we need to stop that shit. I can't have a baby. You can suck on my nipples all day long. You ain't getting no milk. I'm not equal to a woman. I'm different. I'm me. I'm a man. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm going inside of you. You not going inside of me. So it's a difference. Now,
True.
you may not like it and you're entitled to it, but I kind of like that giving up the nappy dugout phrase. So, you know, that's just me. You remember that? You remember that? You remember that old song, "Giving Up the Nappy Dugout"?
Okay, yes, I remember that.
What was that movie, Juice? Giving up the snappy nappy dugout.
Yes.
So, I mean, you're not wrong, and this is what I want to say clearly. You're not wrong. You have that feeling, and you're entitled to that feeling. But me personally, I like it. You know what I mean? I think that people too often get into the mode of, you know, it's just sex.
Mhm.
And I think sex is important. I'm not gonna do some
Yeah.
shit all night long that ain't important
Yeah.
just to bust a nut. I could do that with a porn and a tissue. We doing something together. And I think that's important.
And it is. It's a serious energy transfer. You're giving yourselves to each other. And I get that. So I'm all there with that mindset. I think it can happen a lot more naturally, though, without those societal norms that tell us we're giving something up. I'm also of the belief, since we were talking about the Steve Harvey book earlier, I am one who is probably not going to put a time frame on waiting to do something. I need it to happen more naturally. And I'm probably going to have it happen sooner than later because I am one who can't determine if I can be in a relationship with you or not unless I know what's going to go down in the bedroom.
Hello.
Okay.
You may not have that chemistry now. You know what I'm saying? You may not have that chemistry. Now I had a raw fusion. We had one of my good friends, Cinnamon. I've known her since high school.
I
And
like that name.
yeah, she's great. And we had a conversation on love and relationships. And you know, uh it, she said, this is what she said. If we having great sex, what do we have to argue about? You know what I mean? If we having great sex, what in the hell are we arguing about? Which, you know, if you think about it, it makes a lot of sense in certain aspects. If you don't have a sexual chemistry, you know, you can work on it, and sometimes you have to because different people like different things. Their erogenous zones are in different places. Some people like oral sex, some people don't. You know, some people like to be nibbled on their ear. Some people hate it. So you got to figure it out. But
Mhm.
baby, if we've been trying for so long, we ain't figured this thing out here.
It ain't
I am
gonna work.
not gonna marry you, no, and have this kind of shit going on for 20, 30 years. Just not gonna happen.
No.
So,
But you know, that's a
yeah.
whole nother subject because there are men, I'm not gonna say men, let's just say men and women are incompatible in that way. And somewhere there's a shortcoming, and the other one wants more. And so there's a mismatch. So in the beginning of a relationship, one of the partners say, I can deal with it. But now we fast forward 10, 15 years later.
Mm-mm. No.
I don't want, this is not satisfying for me. I can't do this anymore. It's
Ooh,
You
child.
it
know,
happened. It's an incompatibility. So if we nip it in the bud in the beginning, they're like, this is not going to work. I need more. You whatever reason, it's not working for me.
And that leads to
Why
entanglement.
can't it leads to entanglements, right? So
Mhm.
why is it that, and I'm gonna say this for women, we have the thing is like, okay, I can deal with it because I love this man, you know, but it comes to a point where enough becomes enough, and we no longer can deal with it. No, not only not satisfy me, I can no longer deal with the dissatisfaction. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Mhm.
And so it becomes a problem. So a lot of women in the beginning can say, you know what, it's okay. We're not compatible. We don't need to be together, and it's fine. But society say I have to find a man that I love, and I'm going to work this out,
Right.
and it doesn't work. And so,
And you gotta wait before you do it.
right.
I'm
So
gonna wait
now
6 months for this shit here. Oh hell no.
Boy,
And I've
there's
been
that
there.
sin.
And I've
Mm,
been
it,
there.
Lord, I'm
And I
bored.
have been
yes.
mad. And I've been mad. Whew,
Yeah, you
heated.
would be mad.
That bitch
Shit.
mad.
And it's
Like,
okay for
listen.
women to say, oh, this is not working for me.
Mm,
Yeah,
So
it is.
yes.
I'm
Yeah.
done. You know,
Look,
wish you the
look.
best.
That's why I said if we got the attraction, baby, let's get it over with first night. We're gonna figure this thing out. You know what I'm saying? So if we can move forward, you know. But I got news for you. Men do the same thing. I'm gonna tell you something. What's hard for women a lot of times is giving up the sex. Maybe not so much in these days and times, but what's hard for a man is giving up his heart. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
And when a
believe that.
man is giving his heart, when you have broken down all of that masculine bullshit and you have gotten to the point where a man gives you his heart, none of that other shit matters except for that's how he could be in love with you and cheat on you.
That's what I was
He's in
about to
love
say.
with you,
Child.
but he cheats because he's not sexually satisfied. So, you know,
Okay.
these are things that honestly, and I'm not saying that's right. I'm not saying that's a good thing. That's not. But that may be the reason why you are beautiful, you are loving, you are caring, you have this great relationship, but the relations ain't what he want either. You know what I'm saying? So,
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
so
Okay.
There's a
now we
partner who's being
entangled or what?
dissatisfied. Maybe the guy could have shortcomings, or maybe
You
the
keep saying
woman she
shortcomings like you done. I'm trying to figure out if you mean by the length.
yes,
Or the whip.
yes.
Or the width.
It
What
don't
was talking
matter.
about?
It's
That's
not
about the second, third time you
satisfying.
said shortcomings.
Ah. Ah.
I'm
Okay, well
trying to
listen.
be, careful with my words. But I also want to say for the woman, she may not give, blowjob. So
It ain't got to be no just a
to a
blowjob.
man, but to some men, that's important. If a woman
Yeah.
doesn't do
Yeah.
that, then for
Yeah,
them, that
that
could
is
be a
important to some men.
non-negotiable for him. So I'm just saying he
Right.
may not be satisfied in that way because maybe that turns him on more so than penetration. We don't
And
know.
that's where the
Yeah.
compatibility comes in. And that's why if it can happen naturally, whenever it happens, whenever it's time to do it, I'm just like, just do it because you need to know. Like you said, you don't need
Yeah.
to be 6 months down the road to be like, what? You don't go down. Oh no.
So in
Right.
another
Yeah.
one of
Oh
my
no.
movies, I have this line that the guy said, "Well, pussy's pussy. Pussy ain't pussy." So it doesn't have to be just blowjobs. Each different, and I'm a connoisseur, so I know.
Oh,
Each different vagina
not just of wine,
is
April.
different. Damn right. I don't even drink wine.
I didn't even know there was a pussy connoisseur was a
Oh
thing.
my. Yeah.
I should have added that to the
Yeah.
intro.
Yeah, I mean, what in the world? Listen. Why am I fucking and I don't know what the hell I'm doing with and what this is? Women, y'all know your bodies are different. And if you're just in there pumping and you can't savor the nuances of a woman's body, what are you doing? You just pumping. You don't know what this is, which one feels better, which one, you just pumping. No, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it to the utmost. If I'm going to have sex with you, I want to know exactly what makes you feel good. And then how can I get myself to feel good? That's important. I want you to come before I do. I know Bernie Mac said, I got mine, you better get yours. That's not how. That's not
Frankie
how
Beverly said, "Before I let go."
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Mm-hmm. So my thing is this: why are you having sex if you aren't a connoisseur? I mean, if you only have one partner, then that's understandable. But if you have been with
multiple,
more than 3 women, and you don't know the difference, boy, you don't know what the hell you doing. You ain't no stud. You just out there pumping whatever you can pump into. Nah, I want to know it all.
Well, what about the mental? What about the mental? Because with some women, if they're being mentally manipulated by their man, then the performance in the bedroom is not going to be good. And it could be the same for some men. I don't know.
Well, yeah, because it starts mental. Yeah.
I've heard of some men, they've been out there, they've been around the world, they've done all kinds of different women, and now they're kind of settled. And then they settle and end up settling with the wrong one, and they think it's also settled. And that person is not settled, but they give their heart to this particular person. And then that person just goes off somewhere else and does other things with other people.
I call it mind fucking. I am going to manipulate you. Before we have sex, I've already fucked you. If I care about you, I've already fucked you mentally. I am going to
that song too.
So my thing is this. Now you're talking about a negative manipulation.
Right.
And the truth of the matter is that women do it all the time too. How many times have you heard a woman say, "You little dick motherfucker," boo? You know what I'm saying? So
or get mad and withhold sex, because again, there's that societal norm. Again, we're giving it up. So now, if I'm mad with you, I'm gonna withhold. I'm gonna use that as the pawn.
I'm gonna punish myself. Isn't that something?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you
punish myself.
You play that if you want to. You play that. You do that if you want to. And I will be next door banging the neighbor, and then you gonna run over. Why? Well,
you say he'll be next door banging the neighbor. All right.
I was a good woman to him, and he just went. No, baby, we ain't finna play them games. So that's why I say when you are a real man, you don't have to hit your woman. You don't have to yell at her. You ain't got to call her a bitch, a hoe, or none of that. I know exactly what to do. You want to play them type of games? You will be sorry. I guarantee you. Easy. And I know women that do the same thing. I have been on the other side of the cheating. Yeah, I'm the one that they cheat with. And see, this is my thing.
It's because of that deep voice, I'm sure.
Hey, Paulette,
that's too much.
He mind fucked them.
Yeah,
that's too much credit, Paulette. It takes more than a deep voice.
Maybe for you.
Okay, well, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. What works for you does not work for me. And respect and the respect to mental fucking. I prefer to be mentally fucked, because if I am mentally fucked, then that means you are paying attention to what my desires are.
Boom!
Preach now, preach, girl, preach.
I would say that's a boom.
That's a boom.
It's all about, for women, it's mental anyway. Men it's sexual, but for women,
not just for women. Yeah, it starts here. It definitely starts here.
But the men think otherwise.
But I don't think they think otherwise.
No. Here's the thing: we both, men and women, are capable of both, but women prefer, if you want to get them to get in the mood, it starts here in the mental. We've already decided what we're going to do, how we're going to do, how we feel, all these internal things that's happening inside of it. Yes. But for men, they are sensual. So they have to see it. They see
more
it.
visual.
They
Yeah,
want to touch it. They're more sensual. Right. So,
true.
Yeah.
And you know how I know this?
How you know?
Because I speak to women. I have a cardinal rule. Women have no business talking relationships. I mean, you can talk it, but you should never go to another woman to understand a man. That doesn't even make sense.
Or your man, exactly.
And I never, no, I get it. And I never go to, I'm not going to go to one of my homeboys to try to understand a woman. I'm going to talk to women.
Right.
So I think that a lot of times people run to their girlfriends or run to their homeboys and try to figure this shit out. And you're not going to figure it out that way. I've learned these things by talking to women, whether they be friends of mine, whether we pillow talking after we got done. I'm recording information so that if this thing here don't work out, the next woman is going to be the benefit of what I've learned here, you know. And it's okay to say that men learn. You have to learn a woman. Every woman is different. You have to learn that woman, but you can learn tools in order to learn different women. You know what I'm saying?
And pillow talk is one of the rules. I mean, because after all is said and done, you have to be able to have a conversation.
Yes.
After the fact. I mean, if everybody's going to sleep and then there's nothing said after, then you lose some of the spark, if I may.
Well, no, I mean when we wake up in the morning, because when I get done, we going to sleep. You going to sleep? I'm going to sleep.
I mean, you gotta kiss me on the forehead.
Put your ass to sleep.
Something, you know what I mean?
I'm gonna work your ass out and put you to sleep. So we can talk about this shit in the morning. But in the morning, when we come in, that is important to have those conversations. But now, baby, when we
Lisa did say it's important to have this conversation. He just said in the morning.
In the morning. Okay. What was that comedian that said I think it was Richard Pryor. He said something to the effect of when you fuck your woman right, she going to sleep.
Yeah, it was Richard Pryor. Yeah.
If you get through fucking and she want to talk about drill bits, you got some more fucking to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hilarious. Okay. But true though. But true. You know, so
King B, I have to tell you, you have brought some joy, additional joy to our podcast, and hoping we have to yours as well. Thank you so much for joining us. Would you let us know all of the places where we can find you online so that our listeners can look you up?
YouTube is youtube.com/TheRealKingB. I believe it's King B Almighty, with a lot of Twitter and Instagram. King B the Great on Facebook, and of course the King B's Raw Fusion podcast. And you can get that wherever you get your podcasts.
Excellent. And you're King B the Great on Clubhouse as well, correct?
On Clubhouse. And then patreon.com/King B is where you can see the movies. So
excellent.
Well, I'd like to ask, why the name King B?
Honestly, it's
please.
My given name is means king, and B is short for my last name. So
okay.
Nice.
Awesome. Okay.
And it's King B and not King D, as in the D.
Well, I have
been King Big as big.
This is how I love this shit.
You know,
come on now.
I I told you
Blast.
what you would be getting into, but you've handled yourself well.
Oh, I love talking to women. I don't.
Oh,
I mean,
he
I got
knows.
homies and
Remember, he
everything.
took
but-
psychology.
So on Instagram, would I be able to find you, King B?
Yes.
I believe it's
Instagram.
King B Almighty. I believe. Don't quote me. But
Okay.
here's the thing: my store. I didn't even plug the store. The store
Oh,
is
yeah.
the indycity.com. Indy, INDY. Because I'm independent and I love dealing with independent. So it's kind of like the Windy City without the W. So on Instagram, it's Instagram.com/the.INDYCITY. So the dot Indy City on Instagram. I'd rather you
Follow
put it out
him,
there.
y'all. I'm following him on everything. And I
Yes.
have to tell you, I love your style. I love
Thank
your
you.
professionalism. I love the way that you share your content and the quality of your content. I truly appreciate you. Fellow actor, fellow podcaster.
Right on, right on. And thank you, ladies, because you guys have been great. I love talking to women. Like I said, if I want to find out about a woman, I'm not talking to a man. I'm talking to women. So you put me in a room with 5 beautiful women. Shit, I'm having a good time.
Hey, now you talking.
Well, we're certainly
Uh-oh,
hoping
I
you'll
just-
come back. And also,
Yeah.
we will be
I'm
launching
6'6",
an
so that King D thing might actually.
Yeah, you need to come back after dark, mister.
That's what I was going to say. We're going to be
We're
gonna be
scared
launching-
of the dick. We're not scared of the dick. Okay.
Come on with it, then,
Jay, I
baby.
don't
Come
give a
on with
Speak
it,
for
then,
all
baby.
women, Tracy.
But no, King B will be back. We are going to launch an After Dark series, and we definitely want to have you for our After Dark series. We're thinking of doing it on Clubhouse.
You always talking about some uncorked. You know what I mean? Who came up with the name of this drunk ass podcast? Is what I want.
We all did. It was
That
all
drunk
of us.
I think it was you.
know,
I think it
We
was you.
drink,
I
we
think it
drink
was you.
responsibly.
Ladies, with it,
That's
love.
right. We drink responsibly because of COVID. We home.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're not going anywhere.
Mhm,
Yes.
That don't mean you can get all drunk and shit on the podcast. I'm just saying. No, I'm good.
What
These
you
ladies,
mean?
this is a joke. This is a joke. These ladies are not drunk. I'm so joking. I see you. No, shit,
Don't
they
see
like
you.
that. That's right.
I
That's
You,
right.
you give me,
That's how I
you
do
give
it.
me this picture. You don't give me the real you. How you
Real
gonna talk
deal.
about relationships and not give me the real you? How about that?
See, this is the shit I'm talking about.
Exactly. He hiding
That's it.
behind closed
Yeah.
doors.
Hey,
We don't know who
hiding
you
behind
watching.
a
You looking,
picture.
talking to a pipsqueak,
That's right.
I'm showing you the
a
perfect real me.
pipsqueak, or
What
a
you talking about?
giant what? Show your
A
face.
king, a king shows himself.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
We don't know who
I
we
have-
talking to.
I have plenty of movies in which you can see me from head to toe.
You know, I think
Yes.
you're being catfished. Okay.
I want to go back to the head to toe that I'm gonna see in this movie. I mean,
I'm
am
gonna
I
get
gonna
on
really see the
Patreon.
head to toe?
Oh, we get to see him in the movie.
Ain't that so nice?
Listen,
Am I gonna
listen,
see? Am I
no,
really gonna
no,
see head to toe though?
No, listen.
Okay,
We're gonna keep this
yeah.
podcast
Oh.
PG here. We're not gonna
PG.
talk
Okay.
about my
Okay,
head
all right.
because I know which head you're
Okay.
talking about, and this is not.
Oh!
No. I'm not a porn star.
That's
I'm not
the
talking
head.
about.
He's
See,
not
the
King
head
P
talk.
see where
now.
you going? See where you going? I was not going there.
Yeah,
I was
don't
not
say
going
said
there.
he is. He said
I'm
he's not
joking.
King P. He's King B.
There you go. See, look.
Excuse
Let me tell you
excuse
something.
me, King B Almighty. That's what he calls
Oh,
himself.
Almighty. Yeah, don't forget about that.
Mhm.
The expectation is when we do the after dark, the expectation is to show some bare chest.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, well, we can. Bare chest.
Wait, no, wait.
wow.
Oh,
Wait, hold on,
wait a
Tracy.
minute.
That's
Wait,
that,
Tracy.
Tracy.
No, wait,
Wait,
Bare
Tracy.
even
chest.
if you cut your head off,
Bare
No,
He
no,
don't
no.
want to
Tracy.
see my man's chest. No,
Exactly. Tracy, not say that
no.
because he's gonna want to reciprocate that, and we're gonna have to show
No.
our bare chest.
I'm not
too.
doing that.
No,
No.
so here's
I'm
the
down.
thing. If
And
he's
that's
not
5 against
willing,
1. I'm gonna have a good
wait,
time.
hang on.
I'm kind of proud.
If you're not willing
That makes
to
10
show,
if y'all can count. That makes 10.
all I'm saying is, Kenny, is if
No.
you're not willing to show your face, then show your torso.
Shit.
How about that?
No, I ain't showing mine. So
I'm not playing that game. Tracy's
No.
not speaking to me. She's not speaking for me at this moment.
I'm
No,
sorry,
Tracy's not
Tracy.
speaking for me.
I'm not down with you on that.
She's speaking for every woman, but not this one tonight.
I'm
You
good.
Yeah, I'm-
trying to turn this into a menage.
Y'all not hard to get along
What they call that? A menage a cinco?
Ooh.
Was that
Wow.
How many?
Don't get off.
What?
menage a siete?
Una, dos,
don't
tres,
get off
cuatro,
fully
cinco.
distracted.
Cinco, yeah. Yeah.
Cinco,
It's
yeah.
5 of y'all, but 1 of me, so that's 6. We menage a siete.
Oh yeah,
That's just the settling.
So how does that work? Do you wait in line for your turn? I mean, how does that work? I mean,
we don't even
Just pass him. We
You
pass you around. Well, how does that happen?
yeah. I
I-
mean, like,
I
we
may
having
need a
small
drink
talk
after
while
that.
we waiting our turn.
Do you
I mean,
do you
doesn't
tap out? Do
It
we tap
doesn't
out and the
happen.
next person go? How does that work?
It doesn't
right,
happen.
you know,
I
catch
love
him
it,
before
though.
the
I
end.
like
You
this
know, I
idea,
mean,
though.
what?
I think we're working on something. I can handle it.
Be working
I
on.
may need a bottle of wine after that, but
All righty. So King
all right,
B,
ladies. Yes.
it's a
Bye
pleasure.
now.
Till next time.
Be well.
Be well.
Thank you.
Thank
ladies.
you for listening to Uncorked and Conversation. This podcast is co-hosted by Linda White, April N. Brown, Tracy Langford, Paulette Irving, and Sarita Boston. It is produced and edited by April N. Brown. The music is by Ben Sound.